everything easy. With my baby in the park, wishing it all away. Give me the sunshine, sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. I need the sunshine. I need the sunshine. Just give me the sunshine. Ooh, give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Give me the sun.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Regina Sunshine coming to you from what is always a beautiful day for me here in Atlanta, Georgia with the Regina Sunshine Show, where I bring you my version of midday motivation, helping you get a Regina Sunshine state of mind. And I'm so excited to be here for my second show. I'm still nervous, interestingly enough, even though I've done this many times. This whole reboot of the show is kind of forcing me to get out of my, I won't say I've been lazy, but you know 2020 lazy Regina mode, switching back to being in business Regina mode. But I'm so excited about our two guests for today. We have Miss Freeman here with us and Miss Shanika Coleman. We're going to have a great show. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all they're nervous, but it's okay. It's going to be all right. Just a couple of announcements. For those of you who've been following me for any length of time, you know that we are back with our Awesome Girl book series. This year we are launching our third book in the Awesome Girl book series. It is entitled Beautiful Just Like Me. And I'm so excited. I've already had so many girls that have been with us for previous books to come back with us. And we're just looking forward to all the great things that are going to happen with these girls. And then this year we also have the first ever Awesome Girl art book. And I felt like it was time to do something for all our creatives, right? All our girls that love to paint and sew and all these different things. So we are launching the first Awesome Girl art book, and the title is You're All That Girl. And I've got so many girls that are so excited about this project. You get your full art kit, so parents, you don't have to do anything. We will ship the girls their canvas, their paints, their brushes, everything. And we're going to lead them in their art session on Zoom live. And the great thing is we're going to teach them how to digitize their artwork and everything so they can print it out and sell it, make bookmarks, whatever. So it's really going to be an opportunity for some of them to get their hustle on and sell some paintwork too. So the deadline to register to be a part of either one of these books is February the 28th. So we just got a couple of weeks left. And you can go to reginasunshine.com and register, or send us an email there, or go to reginasunshine.robinson@gmail.com. Also, I mentioned last week, I'm so excited. I have the opportunity for the second time to be a part of a Chicken Soup for the Soul book. The first one was Curvy and Confident, and my story was Bad Mama Jama, because you know that is my theme song. But this time it's the BU book, and I'm so excited because that Chicken Soup for the Soul PR machine is a beast. And the people I was exposed to and got to meet last time, I wasn't fully prepared to take advantage of it, but I am this time. So that's coming out in April. And I was smart enough to go ahead and plan my second personal book to come out right after them so I can use their PR machine. So in May, I'll be launching Chasing Sunshine. And it is my personal account of how I found my purpose. And it is also a detail of the workshop I do called Purpose Driven Women, or Purpose Driven Living, where it gives you some tools and tips on how to search within and find your purpose. So again, the Chicken Soup for the Soul book in April and the Chasing Sunshine book in May. All right. And if you haven't already, go ahead and go to youtube.com, look for Regina Sunshine Global Network, and subscribe there. Share our shows. We have all types of shows that have positive, community building, life affirming. Hey, we're in studio, all types of things happen. But yeah, we have all types of positive, community building, affirming content there at Regina Sunshine Global Network. All right. So before we go to my first break, it is a habit of mine to share something that I'm thankful for. And that was one thing I definitely wanted to keep for this reboot of my show. What am I thankful for today? And last week I had such a long list. You don't want to miss anything the first show back. But today, I said this: I'm thankful for a Father in heaven that reminds me of who I am. I had a moment over the weekend where someone that I really cared about said something really hurtful to me, and it really took me down for a moment. I'll say that for a moment, because we're all human. We're all human, and it kind of took me down. And I was sitting there, yes, women. I had a moment, I had some tears or whatever. And then I went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I said, wait a minute. And I heard it in my head, who are you? I said, I'm Regina Sunshine. You know, and my Father has empowered me to do great things. So in spite of what someone else thinks of me, he calls me his beloved. He says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's where I stand. And I came out of there like a lion, you know, with a little stiffness in my back. So you don't have to like me. But God loves me. So that's what I'm thankful for today. He loves me. He reminds me who I am in him. And that with him, all things are possible. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. I got to give a shout out to my new producer. I can't believe I even went through that whole spiel without mentioning Kay. I am really thankful for Kay. Kay has joined the team with no knowledge of anything that we do here at Regina Sunshine Global Network and has enthusiastically come on board and begun to learn our system and everything that we are as a team. And I'm so thankful for a young man who's willing to take a chance with us to help us grow our vision. So he is definitely one of our new vision carriers. Thank you, Kay, so much for being on the Regina Sunshine team. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here with Regina Sunshine, where? On the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. Hello, it's your girl Regina Sunshine, and they call me the Affirmation Queen. Why am I called the Affirmation Queen? Because I'm a big believer that if you change the way you speak, you'll change the way you think, and you'll change the circumstances in your life. So start today speaking words of life over you and your circumstances and see if everything doesn't begin to line up with those things that you are speaking. And I want to leave you with these parting thoughts. Remember this, God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. And take with you my personal motto. I always say it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you today, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning. All right, you guys, we are back here on Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. And you notice we are masked up, right? Because we are being corona careful over here. Now, I have to tell you, I am wearing a North Carolina A&T mask. If y'all don't know, yeah, Aggie pride. I just want to make sure y'all. I know you're saying don't match my clothes. I don't care. I'm an Aggie. That's all that matters. All right, so we have our first guest here with us today. Her name is Charisma Freeman. I'm going to read a little bit about her. It says she's the founder of Charisma's Caregiver Coaching, LLC, 15 plus years of medical experience in adult geriatric nurse practitioner. I didn't say that right, but it's okay. She's a registered nurse, a disability advocate, special needs mom, educator, medical curriculum developer, certified health and wellness coach, featured on 11 Alive News, GMA, Focus, etc. This woman is busy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Charisma Freeman. You know, I always mention how I met someone.
Yes.
And I was tutoring your daughter.
Yes.
And that's how we got connected.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm hoping she goes to North Carolina A&T, y'all. They're gearing to go visit the campus, and I'm just over here. Okay,
yes.
Okay. We're not gonna put no pressure on her. We want her to go where she wants to be.
It's in her top 5.
It's in her top 5. I would have felt better if you said 2, but we'll roll with top 5. All right. So we met through your daughter. Mm-hmm. And I've had a chance since then to kind of watch you from a distance and all the things you're doing. And I didn't even have this in my notes, but one thing I noticed about you is you're an adventure seeker.
I am. I'm a traveler. I've never been called an adventure seeker.
You listen, I can tell you look for opportunities to get out in the wilderness, to go hiking, to do all types of things. Is that true?
I do. I hike. I snorkel now. I travel. I do beaches. I do. Yeah.
That's an adventure seeker.
I've never actually looked at it that way. But the hiking and the snorkeling came in the middle of the pandemic. Yeah, I had to find something else to do because I couldn't do my norm.
Well, I've been watching you. And so outside of that, everything you are involved in is healthcare related. How did you get into the healthcare field?
So my grandmother actually, when I was younger, when I was a child, she had problems with arthritis, like a lot of elderly people do. And she would mention that her knees would bother her. And I remember, back then we didn't have all this stuff. You had some witch hazel. And she would have me go grab the witch hazel and help her rub it on her knee. And I used to always tell her, Grandma, when I get older, I'm going to be a nurse or a doctor so I can help you. And literally, that's what I did. And when I got older, I actually had become my grandmother's power attorney and took care of her and, just made sure they did what they were supposed to do. But that was my start in getting to the medical field.
Well, my grandmother wanted me to be a nurse, and I was like, Grandma, it's a no for me. I can't. And that was her dream for me, but it didn't work out.
Yep, so that's what I did. I went straight out of high school, straight to nursing school.
What a beautiful thing, because not only is it something that you wanted to do, but it's something that's so needed right now. I mean, I have some friends that are travel nurses that are kicking butt and taking names right now.
Right.
And so I'm telling, the young people I talk to, just consider it. If just consider it as a field, especially with the demand for nurses and everything. How has your career been affected by everything that's happened with the pandemic?
So for me, I have my oldest, my daughter, that's 18, and then I have my youngest, my son, that's 9. He has special needs and a rare genetic condition, KIF1A. So because of that, I've kind of stepped back a little bit in the medical field because he's at higher risk. So normally I'm out and I'm seeing patients and that type of thing, but right now I'm changing what I do, so I'm not out and seeing patients. I work virtually sometimes, but I'm really going back into what I really want to do, which is help people, help caregivers, that forgotten generation, those forgotten people we're not really as worried about, those families that are taking care of their loved ones, taking care of their children, taking care of the older people, help them to find their life. So I kind of started looking into my passion and what I really want to do with the rest of my life. I feel like 2020 was that soul grabber.
Yes.
Where
I like that, soul grabber.
Right, it grabbed your soul and said, what are you doing? So it grabbed me, and I had to really meditate on that and think, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Like, what do I want to do? And I love working with my special needs and disability populations. So I began to develop my company. And it's something that I do every day, all day anyway, except I'm more rushed when I do it for my employer. When I do it here, I can continue to follow people on their journey. So that's what I've focused in on, is helping people live a life, instead of just being a caregiver and taking care of their loved ones, but actually find themselves and live that life, which for me, you said, is the adventurer. It's not always the adventurer for everybody, but whatever that looks like for them, find that place again. So that's really what I focused in on. That and helping my friends along their journeys to find out, again, that soul, like what is deep in you that you really want to do. Like 2020 was just like a turning point. Well, this is the beginning of the rest of your life. Where are you going?
Absolutely. And it was a time for people to really pause, like I said, and think, because you weren't as busy, right, as you had been. So it gave you a moment to sit down, because most of us were so before they're busy running here, running there, doing everything, that you've kind of just accepted your life. It is what it is. Well, 2020 came around and you're like, I got time to think. And when you begin to think, you're like, wait a minute, I want to change this. I don't like this. I'm going to rest a little bit, but then I'm going to get back out and do this. So I like that whole soul grabber, because it grabbed your attention.
Yes, and for me, it grabbed me, and then the anxiety set in, and then I was like, wait, I've never experienced anxiety like this. Like, that anxiety really set in, and when I spoke to people, it wasn't just me. Like, a lot of people were experiencing so much anxiety because we had to sit still. We had to sit still, and then it was a whole pandemic going on. So we're like, what is going on? And we had to recreate. Well,
Coming into 2020, my coach had put me on this 90-day breakaway. We basically had to rest more. And if she had not done that, I wouldn't have been prepared for what happened, because I'd have went crazy. But she had already challenged me to rest more, to do less, to find my high for success in other areas than achieving. Because most of us find achievement is where we find our high, right? And I'm definitely an achievement junkie. I could say that.
Right.
But when she challenged me to do that, I was like, I can be happy at the house too. I didn't know that. Trust me, I didn't know that. I didn't know I could be happy. I'm like, I'm supposed to be gone, right? I'm supposed to be doing this, doing that, or whatever. So it did give me a chance to really look at what I wanted for the rest of my life. So I'm glad you pointed that out. It really grabbed my soul. And I'm going to use it, and I'm going to give you credit the first time. But after that, it's going to be mine. So you mentioned kind of finding your passion. And is that where Charisma's caregiver coaching comes in?
It did. So I was initially thinking that my passion was real estate. So I, during 2020, I joined this group, and it was called Her Mind Matters for real estate, and it was a coaching program. And she was talking about digging into your passion, and when I started answering questions, I was like, this is not my passion. I really love working with people caring for older adults, elderly, their special needs children. And, when I really started thinking about it, it just, a spark just came in me. And I'm like, wait, I really love to do this. I've been doing it all my life almost. Why am I doing real estate? Like, real estate is cool. I still do that on the side, but it's not a passion. So, then the universe lined up, and I met some people, and, ended up with a coach who took me from that one step to the next step, and it's just kind of been running, and just helping one person at a time, the people that feel like nobody really cares about them.
So the difference between working from somebody else to now doing something that you love, how does that feel?
It is a lot. It feels really good to help people where I don't have the time constraints that, an employer puts on you. I can do it around my own clock because, like I said, I have a special needs son. We have over 15 doctors. Still have my daughter doing her stuff. So, I mean, it's definitely different, and it allows for more flexibility. But when I tell you I'm at work more hours for myself than I did for my employer, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely working harder, but, it's all for the greater good. And I know in the end, well, not the end, but I know that, when it flourishes and, I see myself as this brand, of I'm the person that when the caregiver is feeling stressed, overwhelmed, depressed, anxious, I will be the person that people come to.
Yeah. Well, you told the truth about self-employment. It is more work. Trust me. I mean, I always tell people I'm never really off.
Right.
But the difference is it's yours.
Right.
It's your baby. You love it. You know what I'm saying? So even when it's a little stressful or whatever, it's not the same as with somebody else.
Right.
But it is, right now I'm full-time, self-employed. And I just, I eat what I kill, as they say. If I don't kill nothing, I don't eat nothing. So when you send those invoices, you be happy when people pay them.
Right.
I'm just being real.
Right.
So I do understand what you mean by that. So where do you see, I guess, this company going?
So I really want to get to the point that I'm that brand. I'm the go-to when it comes to people that's having caregiver breakdown. Those people that are part of the sandwich generation, basically anywhere from their 30s to their 60s, where they have kids that they're taking care of, and then they have parents that they're taking care of. I want to be featured on the AARP,
yes.
as the person that is the company that you go to if you're a caregiver and you need help. Because I'm not only providing coaching, because everybody's providing coaching. I mean, I'm a nurse practitioner. I've done this for years. I'm helping people with their medical, and then I'm also helping them with their spiritual, their emotional, their physical, all of that, putting all of that in one. So I just see that taking over and being a global success. because, like I said, someone's got to think about us. And if
Oh, yes.
nobody else out here is, I am, because I am us.
It is so needed, you know, when you talk about that whole sandwich generation. I remember my father had a stroke in 2012. And then a couple years later, my mother was diagnosed with, you know, congestive heart failure and some other things. And I was there helping to take care of her. And I remember when she was still in the hospital before we brought her home, standing in the mirror in her room and saying, God, I thought I had more time. I didn't think I was going to go from raising Gabriel to this. I was like, I thought there was more time in between, but more and more of us are finding there's not as much, because I thought Gabriel was going to be grown. I was going to have some time, right, some years to do some things and travel and everything, and then later on step in and help care for my parents. But it happened a whole lot sooner than I thought, and I don't think a lot of us are prepared.
Right, and no one's preparing you. No one's preparing you. No one's telling you what to do. The doctor's coming in for 5 minutes. They're telling you da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then say, do you have any questions? Okay, goodbye. Because that was me in the clinic. I had about 5 minutes with you. You know, come in, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, you have any questions? No? Okay. See you in 3 months. You know, so nobody's explaining that. So that's why I said I'm not just coaching you. I'm taking time to explain what does this medical jargon mean? What is the doctor trying to tell me? What do I do next? Like, you know, what happens now?
Yes.
You know, and I even do that on the school side of things with my children with special needs. When I talk to those families, I had one family that's coming down from another state. You know, this school system's totally different. How do we deal with the insurance here? You know, is this offered? Is that offered? So it's a holistic approach to doing things, basically.
It's needed, because I remember, and I guess this is a question too. This is a story and a question in itself. So my mom was not supposed to eat no salt and everything when we come home, right? So before I get her to the house, Mom, I'm talking about you today, because I know you're listening, so just go ahead and sit down. So my sisters had done went and thrown everything out before I even brought her home. They were like, if it's not here, she can't eat it. When I talk about, they cleared the cabinets out, the refrigerator, everything. That woman was so mad with us. I was like, we're trying to help you live. I wasn't prepared for that. I was like, she's going to be so excited that, you know, everything ready for her. And every meal I would cook her and bring it to her, she said, it tastes like cardboard. I was like, come on now, work with me. How do you deal with those types of situations?
So you first should have prepared her. You never want to go in anybody's house.
We didn't know that. We thought she would be happy.
Yeah, so you probably should have prepared Mom. You got to remember how Mom's personality is. And you let her know, you know, the doctor said we have to make these changes, so we're going to go ahead in the kitchen and start making some changes. I just want you to know when you get there, it's going to be a little different than when we left this house. And then the other thing is, there are two associations, the American Heart Association. They have diets online, but you can also go to Google and on YouTube and kind of learn how to cook, because it's like you have to learn how to cook again, especially as we cook with a lot of salt. But the thing is, food can be flavorful without salt. We just eat a lot of salt.
Yes.
So your taste buds, first of all, will have to adjust. But start using some different herbs and seasonings and things of that nature. But initially, it is going to taste like cardboard, because you got to get used to it. But Mrs. Dash has come a long way with her seasonings.
You know, now my sister Erlisha is a chef, so Erlisha had all the herbs and everything. Girl, my mama wasn't having it. And I just was not prepared that somebody you were trying to help would be angry with you for trying to help them. I wasn't ready.
Because it's a major change in life. Like, it's like, first of all, you got to think about when a person gets a diagnosis. It's like, first you gave me this diagnosis that I didn't have 10 minutes ago. Then you just took away my power of what am I going to do, because you just now gave me this bag of medication that I have to go get, that I have to pay for, that I have to take all the time. Then I finally get to go home and see my house the way that I left it, and I opened up the refrigerator and you all took all my stuff. So what am I in control of? I'm an adult. I've been alive for 85 years or however many years, and y'all are taking away all my power and treating me like I'm the child.
Yeah.
So when you put yourself in their shoes and look at it from that mindset, so what I try to tell people to do is give some choices. Give about 2 choices. You know, it's hard to take away everything at once. Sometimes you kind of like, okay, well, we're going to do most of this, and then, you know, you can have this little snack. But, you know, the rest of it is going to have to be this. And let's kind of do it gradually. Because those taste buds, you got to get used to it.
I never would have thought of it from the perspective you just said. But all the difference, the changes was for her. All we were thinking is we're trying to help you. And it didn't make any sense. And that was a struggle in the beginning. It really was. And because we was just like, just be mad.
Well,
We didn't do good. I'm sorry, Mama. We didn't do good. We were like, you can be mad, but you're going to be here.
right. And that's typically how most children do. So, you know, I try to break it down and be like, oh, okay. So sometimes you just got to talk about it. You know, like, okay, Mom, this is why we're doing this. And we understand that you're upset and, you know, all these changes are going on. But, you know, how do you feel about it? You know, just sometimes asking, how do you feel about it? Sometimes when you don't know what to say, that's the best thing to say.
Well, hopefully that helps somebody, because y'all do it differently. Because we just do it like, okay.
Right. You're like, oh, that's
See, we needed somebody like
with.
you around at that time to kind of help coach us through that whole situation. And then the other part I wasn't prepared for was the exhaustion, how tired I was. Because I couldn't sleep because I was scared something would happen to her while I was sleeping.
Right.
And I was just on fumes, So that whole not taking care of myself, because I was trying to make sure she was okay, was real. And I've noticed you've kind of I see some of the things you address and things like that, the things you address.
Yeah, the caregiver breakdown is so real. The exhaustion, not sleeping, forgetting to eat. When you do eat, you just eat whatever. McDonald's and Wendy's became my best friend initially when I started this journey. I gained weight. That was the last thing that was on my mind was my weight. You know, you're just running off of fumes, and you know, you just can't do anything else if you're worried about what's going on with Mom, what's going on with this. I got to take care of this. I still got to take care of this child. I still got to do this. I still got this job. So it's so much. So that's why I help people, because coming from the outside in, I can see your life a little different.
Yeah,
I can help you organize that, and I tell people. It's like, I don't know if you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy. You got to meet those basic needs before we can build up. So if I can help you meet those basic needs for yourself and for your family member that you're taking care of, then we can start building up to self-care. Because I can't come to you and you exhausted, worry about your mom's mouth, but let's meditate now.
I'm going to be asleep.
Meditate? Like, but I need to figure out these pills over here.
Yes.
So that's the difference. I can come to you. Okay, let's go over these pills. Which ones don't you understand? What do you want to know? Okay, let's do this, this, and this to get that situated. If we get this, put this in your mom's room, then you can hear her. You know, that way you can sleep. You know that you can hear her. You can calm down.
Like a monitor. I never would have thought of that. I never.
So, or if mom's caught falling out the bed, you know, there's different things that you can do. And that's why I said that's the difference between having me and a coach. A lot of coaches aren't going to know these, but these are things that I prescribe. You know, these are things that I know. Why not, you know, if mom's tossing and turning, okay, let's talk to your doctor about getting this medication. Ask them, can you do this, this, or this? You know, just some suggestions that you wouldn't necessarily know. Because once you get mom comfortable, then I can help you get you comfortable.
That's true.
You're not going to get comfortable till mom is.
No. That's good stuff. I love so much what you're doing. I guess because I have had that personal experience. And really, I remember falling asleep once and not knowing I was asleep, and my baby sister was calling my name. And I thought something had happened to mom. My heart was, I thought I was going to have a heart attack or something, because I was so scared that something had happened and I had fallen asleep. And so then I was like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep at all. I can't go to sleep. Yeah, honey, it was real. It was real.
Yeah. It hits you like a ton of bricks, and it's like you're still pouring out your glass, and your glass is so empty.
Yes.
It's so empty, it's not even a drop left. So much left. Oh, yeah, you have to refill it. You're not refilling this glass, and it is empty, and you're like, you're just dozing off. And
yes.
You're giving all you can.
Well, I love everything that you're doing. It is so needed. I'm actually I joined a group years ago, I guess, on Facebook. It was like caring for family members or whatever. And even though I no longer have to care for my mother, I still empathize with the stories that I read and everything people are going through, because I understood how that felt in that time period. I mean, I was out of work. You know, I couldn't do anything because I was so scared if I left the house, something was going to happen to her. So so please tell our audience if they need your services, how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, so I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. My hashtag is Charismas Care, so that's Charismas, CHARISMAS Care, CARE. Or you can go to my website, same thing, charismascare.com. Or you can reach me, you can text me, 404-926-6025, 404-926.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to interview our second guest. If you hang around, we'll all close out together.
Okay, sounds
all right?
good.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here live on the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. You guys, you're back live on the air at Regina Sunshine here on the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. And we have our second guest of the day, the second person that was nervous before the show started, Miss Shanika Coleman. And what I have here about Shanika is she was born and raised in Fort Land, Alabama. I'd never heard of that. She was raised by her mother, is it Leola Rainey, and is the youngest of 10 children. You the baby? Oh, girl. All right, Shanika received her undergraduate degree from the University of Alabama at Birmingham and a graduate degree from Columbia Southern University. Shanika is the CEO of the Coleman and Company Agency, an HR consulting agency. Outside of being a busy CEO, she enjoys spending time with her husband, Harrison, and their two kids, Michaela and Caden. Is that right, Caden? Yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, you know, I met you almost like I met our first guest through your daughter. She, I think you reached out to me originally to have her be like my assistant
Shiny.
producer or whatever, and then she ended up being our first awesome girl.
Yes.
And so, what a beautiful experience has been to get to know both of you. I'm telling you, your fruit is beautiful. I love so much because she's come on board and helped me with so many things, and I'm so thankful for Michaela. So let's just go ahead and get
Thank you.
Fortland, Alabama. How in the world did you end up in Georgia?
Well, from Forkland, Alabama, I went to Birmingham, Alabama, which is where I went to school. And we were there probably about 5 years after graduation. And we just wanted a change. And my husband and I prayed, and God led us to Georgia.
Wow. So it was an act of faith.
Right.
That's always good. Isn't it interesting how those acts of faith turn into so many blessings when we listen?
Yes.
So you got to Georgia, and so you already had this experience in HR. Why did you choose HR?
I'm a people's person. I've always loved people since a little girl. And I love to help people. And when I was thinking of a career, I was like, medicine, I don't want to do that because I don't like needles and blood. So I began to look into HR, and it was something that piqued my interest, so I went for it.
So what did you do, I guess, after college? Where did you start?
Well, during college, my mom passed when I was a sophomore, so I worked pretty much my whole college career. And I worked in HR in the admin part of it, so after college, I just continued and just went up the ranks.
So now you're working for yourself.
Yes.
What has it been like now to go from, like I asked Charisma, from being an employee now to having your own business?
It's awesome, and it's a lot of work, as she stated, but it's something that I look forward to doing because I'm leaving legacy for my kids. I'm showing my kids that you can do this yourself. You don't have to work for somebody for the rest of your life. You can own your own business and be great at it.
So what were some of those challenges you faced with that transition from employee to business owner?
Well, how I started as a business owner, I was let go from a job, and it was hard to find another job. I was either overqualified, or I didn't get a call back, or just something kept coming up. So I started praying, and I spoke with you about it when we were talking about Michaela, and you was like, God wants you to do more. And I'm like, okay. So I started praying, and God did lead me to starting my own company. And it wasn't easy at first because I actually started and stopped. I started in 2018, but it didn't go how I thought it should go. So I kind of stopped and started doing something else. And then I went back in 2020.
So, challenges. I mean, what has been, I guess, the biggest thing you've had to overcome?
One of the biggest things I think is the people who you think are going to be there for you are not there. And the people that you think are going to be supporting you and in your corner are not those people that actually support you.
I think that's real. I've seen so many memes on Facebook about people, you know, if you supported your friend's business the way you support these brands,
Right.
then, you know, your friends could be successful too. But for some reason, people don't get it.
Right.
I'm one of those people that if I find out my friends got a business, they selling something, okay, don't ask for a discount. Can I say that? Please don't ask your friends for a discount.
Right.
My grandmother used to always say, you pay the people you love and you pay them good.
Yes.
Because you want to be a blessing to them.
Right.
But, you know, we've got to definitely be more open about looking at our friends' businesses as legitimate businesses. And I think that ends up being a part of the challenge. They still see you as whoever you were. Your friend
Right.
and not a business owner. So how did you overcome that? Because, you know, it can be hurtful when people that you just are so sure are going to support you don't.
Well, I had to buckle down because it was my source of income, you know, to help my husband out with our household. And I just realized that if God told me to do it, then God would bless it. And once I put that in my mind and started doing the work, clients came.
Isn't that beautiful? I always tell people, faith is an action word. You know, you show your faith by the movement you take toward the thing that you said God told you.
Right.
And he's already there. He's waiting on us, right?
Right.
He's already got resources, the people and everything. And when you step out and say, you know, God, I trust you, I believe you, and then stuff just starts showing up in your life. So what have been the biggest blessings on this journey?
One, I'll tell you, I met this lady, and we actually met talking about Sweet 16 parties. And Michaela was turning Sweet 16, and so was her daughter. And we were comparing venues and decorators and everything. And one day, I posted about my business. So she said, hey, I would like to hear more. Can you come to my office? Can we have an appointment? And I said, yeah. And I went, and she said, well, I don't need your services at this moment, but I just wanted to know about what you do. So when I got ready to leave, she went in her bag and got her checkbook. And I was looking like, okay. So she wrote a check and blessed me with $500. And she was just like, I love what you're doing. I love your story, and I know you're going to be great. And I just wanted to sow a seed into you.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. So from that blessing, what other things? Because I've been watching you. You know, you've got this international clients now. Tell us what's going on.
Well, yeah. So I just got my first overseas client, and I'm actually writing an e-course right now. It's going to be an interview prep and job readiness class for teens and young adults. So I just finished the curriculum. The class actually launched March 6th. So I'm excited about what's going to come from that.
Well, that's something else that came from 2020. We understood that we could take this knowledge and these all this content that we have, and you can put it online and you can make money at the house, right? So before you had to go get a conference room or rent a venue and get everybody in there, now you can Zoom and get paid. And that's the thing that happened for me in 2020. I made more money in my business from the house in 2020 than I made all of 2019. And I was like, and I've been right here a lot of times I didn't go like in my bed with my laptop. You know what I'm saying? You stick something behind you, put some earrings on, and go. They don't even know I got a nightgown on. I told all my business. But yes, it did, you know, open our eyes, I think, to the possibilities now. And that's one of the things, you know, even when Christmas was talking about how, you know, 2020 got our attention, it made us look at alternative ways of making money as opposed to what we always been told was the road or the path we had to be on, right? So now you're like, wait a minute, I can get outside this box and create all these different multiple streams of income in ways that you maybe hadn't even thought of before. So before 2020, would you have considered doing some of the things you're doing now?
I don't think I would have. I probably would have considered it, but would I have done it? Probably no. One thing that made me want to do the interview prep and job readiness, so I've been staffing for a few clients, and 2 interviews I had, they were very troubling for me. I told my husband, I said, I just don't get it. I said they were late, they were not dressed professionally, they were, no, you know, that type of stuff. And, you know, that just really stuck with me. So I was thinking one day, I said, okay, I said what I didn't like about it. What am I doing to help?
I'm glad you decided to make a difference because people don't know what they don't know.
Right.
I remember I lived in Greenwood, South Carolina before I lived here, and I was at a business meeting, and a lady was sharing that she had been in the mall, and they had a job fair there. And there was a girl in there with Daisy Dukes on going from table to table. And she said people were like, don't she know she shouldn't be out here? And she said, it occurred to her for a minute, maybe she don't know.
Right.
And so she said she actually went up to her, and she was like, baby, you know, baby, did you know there was a job fair at the mall today? She said, yes, ma'am. She said, so you came, just for that? She said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, next time, she says, maybe dress a little, and she kind of gave her some tips in a loving way.
Right.
She said, the girl was really, she said, I didn't know. And we think that everybody knows what we know, right? But they don't. And I'm finding that, especially with this particular generation,
Right.
they so used to showing up in whatever. I remember the first job interview Gabriel had, and I told him to wear a suit, and he looked at me like I was crazy. I said, trust me. I said, if nobody else has one on, you will stand out. you know, and he was the only one with a suit on. Everybody else had on khakis and a polo shirt.
Right.
And he got the job. I told him, because you're different. But those were things we were just taught.
Right.
You know, I don't think they're having all of these conversations with our kids anymore. So you're definitely feeling a need.
Same with Michaela. When she went to her job interview, she got out the car. She said, "I look like a substitute teacher." I said, "That's
good.
okay."
That's
I
good.
said, "You're going to make a good first impression."
Yes.
And she came out with the job, but while I was sitting in the car waiting on her, I saw people go in with jeans. I saw khakis, polo shirts, different stuff. And I'm just like, they don't know. And if we don't teach them, that's going to be the new norm.
Because a lot of them are so used to just showing up in whatever, right? That's just what it is. And if somebody like you doesn't step up and say, "Hey, let me show you how to do this," so maybe it betters your chances. You know, that first impression is a little bit different when you walk in the door. And I should tell Gabriel, I say, "You're a young black man." I say, "You're going to have to, whatever you think this level is, I need you to go here." You know what I'm saying? I need you to take it a little bit higher. And he has kind of seen it, even with the yes ma'am and no ma'am and yes sir. He was like, "You'd be surprised how many people pause when I say yes ma'am or whatever." I said, "Because nobody else does." I say, all these little things make you look really different.
Or they say, "Are you from here?" I get that a lot with yes ma'am, no ma'am. And my husband, he holds the door. Like, that's just him. When we go somewhere and somebody's coming in, he's going to hold the door. And people say, "You're not from here, are you?" And I'm just like, what does that mean?
Let's bring some of these things back.
Yeah.
And I can say that about both you and Charisma's daughters. Just sweet, polite. You can tell, been raised well. So different from what we run into. Trust me, I worked at Mays High School for a while. I got some Mays stories. We ain't gonna tell them today. But there's really a lot going on. But I think a lot of it's because people hadn't stepped in and said, "Hey, this is what you should do," or whatever. And when kids find out that you care, when they know somebody genuinely is concerned about me and my well-being, they may fight it at first, but they're listening. They're filing it away, and you'll see them begin to implement some of those things. So the course, have you already done the first? You said you wrote the curriculum. When is the first one?
March 6th.
March 6th. So how do people sign up for this course?
So they can go to my website at www.thecolemanandcoagency.com, and I have a registration link. And I've had a lot of people that does not know teens or young adults that just want to sponsor. I'm working on getting a sponsorship link, but if you would just like to purchase a course for someone, a registration, you can go and sign up and then send me an email letting me know that you're not interested in the course, you just want it to be a blessing to someone else.
I love that, because even if, you know, it's not our individual child, we are a part of a bigger village, and it's very important that we take care of each other. Do you feel like you're beginning to walk in purpose?
I do.
And how does it feel when you know you're beginning to step into those spaces that you were divinely created to walk in?
It feels good because I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to help the next generation, and not just the next generation, but people in general walk in their purpose as well and excel to the next level.
Awesome. Well, do this. Give me your website again, and also how they can follow you on social media.
Okay, so my website is www.thecolemanandcoagency. You can send me an email as well, thecolemanandcoagency@gmail.com. And you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at The Coleman and Co Agency.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring Charisma back, and then we're going to close out the show together. Okay. All right, Kay, you ready? All right, you've been live here on the Regina Sunshine Show with Regina Sunshine at Regina Sunshine Global Network.
Give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Just give me the sunshine. All I want is some sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. I need the sunshine. When I don't see the sun in the sky in the early morning, I can't wait for the sun to come along and push the clouds away. Now I don't mind when it rains, 'cause everything he said was my baby in the park, wishing it all away. Give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. I need the sunshine. I need the sunshine. Just give me the sunshine. Ooh, give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. I need the sunshine. Ooh, I need the sunshine. Just give me the sunshine. Do you remember last winter? The sun took all the fun away. It was cold, so cold, for many a days. Then the sun came along and brought the pretty weather. I don't know about you, but I know I like it better when I have the sunshine. When I have the sunshine. All I need is the sunshine. All I need is the sunshine.
All right, you guys, we are back live here on the Regina Sunshine Show with both of our amazing guests for today. And I'm so blessed to have had you guys here. And especially happy that it wasn't as bad as y'all thought it was going to be on the show. But I do like to bring the guests back and give you guys an opportunity to encourage someone who's listening. So I got a couple of questions. Don't worry, it's nothing big. But 2021 for me, 2020 was peace and purpose. That's what I was focused on, peace and making sure I was walking in purpose. 2021, God has shoved me back out. And so it's peace, purpose, and progress is where I am. So just looking at your lives and the fact that both of you now are entrepreneurs, you're doing things that you love, and that you walk in the purpose you feel like God has put you here for. What are some of the things that you can tell somebody else who is wanting to begin that journey that help you to begin to walk in purpose? Whoever can go first.
I would say just once you pray about it and God gives you the go, to just go and step out on faith, because if you wait until you have everything in line, then you'll never get started. But once you get started, you'll notice that God will send the people to bless your business, and people will steadily come, and you'll just appreciate stepping out.
Awesome.
For me, I'm a big believer in creating your own vision and really taking that and going with it. So I'm a big believer in doing vision boards and putting that on there and making that your reality, because your brain does not know that those pictures are reality. They don't know the difference between it being fake and between it being what's real. And when you see that every day, when you see yourself as an entrepreneur, when you see yourself as a millionaire, when you see yourself, in the church as the singer, or you see yourself traveling, those things come true. And if you're not going to make them true for yourself, then no one's going to make them true. So for me, I believe you just make sure that you see that every day. You write that on your mirror. If you need to see it when you step out the shower, if you're having a bad day, you just make sure that today, Charisma, I am having a good day.
That's right. I love it because so much what people face in stepping out is the doubt and the fear, right? They don't believe in themselves. And you're right. Whatever you tell your mind is what it believes. And so if you stay in the doubt and the fear, that's where you'll be. So you got to give your mind something else to think about, to focus on, to believe. I love it. Thank you, guys. The other question is this. Practical things that help you. We all know it's not always easy stepping out to do something different. What are some things that you do that keep you encouraged? You mentioned your vision board, but are there books that you read? Is there somebody you listen to on YouTube? What are some things you have around you that keep you encouraged?
Well, for me, I'm big on affirmations, and I also have a plan that I do every day, like a schedule. So I get up, I meditate, I pray, and that's how I start my day. And also, I just wanted to say, if you start and you fail, that doesn't mean that you have to quit, because I experienced that. I started the first time, and things didn't go the way I planned, and I stopped for a little while, but I started back. So just always have affirmations, important people around you that speak in positive things, And I also follow people that's doing some of the same things that I'm doing and just see how it's going for them, how they're handling different situations. So that's what I would say.
I love it. Christmas?
Okay. For me, I do several things. So I believe very highly in self-care. So one of the things are I do the affirmations. At least weekly on my mirror, I write my affirmations for the week. I do have a journal that I keep, and I do make my weekly goals on Monday. And the following week, I go through to make sure I met them. If I didn't meet them, then, I keep those for that next week. And then I review my month after that. I also have a very good tribe that keeps me in line. One already sent me a message. Make sure you do this. Having that tribe, those people that will keep you, grounded, keep you going when things get hard. That's amazing. I mean, there's nothing above that. The meditation, and then just whatever is self-care to you. For me, I love hiking. That's become my new thing. If it's gardening, do that. If it's that bubble bath, that's uninterrupted. But at least once a week, even if it's just 5 minutes, take that time to do something for you. But I like my hiking.
That whole uninterrupted is hard when you got
I said 5 minutes. 5.
Because, now, my son is grown, but I got a 4-year-old grandchild who says I'm his best friend. So that means he thinks we're supposed to do everything together all the time. So, yeah. So that leads to my last question, the balance. Because we know it's not always in balance. We know there's always going to be some. But how are you managing family, life, children, everything in the midst of, a big change in our lives with the whole pandemic? I'll start with Charisma.
So for me, because I have a son with special needs, I started out very early, years ago, with this is my new normal. And when I tell you I've had so many new normals, and it's a rough time, it's a rough period that I go through when I'm recreating my new normal. And I have to take that time to myself to really think about what I want to do next. And that's what I do. I take that time, I think about it, I decide, I write down stuff, I jot down stuff and decide what is the next step. And then from there, I put everything else together. Who can help me with this? Who can I reach out to? What do I need to do to get these things accomplished? And I'm going to tell you, my Google Calendar is my best friend. They know if it's not on my Google Calendar, it's not being done. If my daughter has a doctor's appointment, it's on that Google Calendar. She getting an email. Graduation is already on that Google Calendar. And I put her name on it, too, even though it's her graduation. So everything is on my calendar.
Yeah. So the organization helps you having everything organized.
And it's color coded.
Oh yeah, so you're that person. Okay. You make a lot of lists.
Right. My daughter's one color, my son's another color, my coaching clients are another color. I have to be. It's organized chaos.
Well, see, for me, I always tell people I think better when things are organized. When everything in chaos is like my mind. It's cluttered too, so I have to have the order. So I'm the person with notebooks. I got the notebook with this kind of list in it. Yeah, I understand. I do. Awesome. All right, Shanika.
So balance for me, it's different because I have 2 kids at home that's doing digital learning. So one thing I try to do, I try to work while they work. It doesn't always happen that way. If I have something big to do or that's going to take longer than the hours that are scheduled with them in school, my husband is a big help. When he gets home, he'll kind of shift things and help me out on that aspect of it. And he cooks all the time, so I don't have to take off and cook. So that's a big help to me as well.
That's awesome. Well, I thank y'all for sharing. I'm sure somebody need to hear that because right now, everybody's got a little something they're trying to juggle or get right for 2020, 2021. But thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Audience, I thank you for listening in. Kay, shout out to Kay. His first time producing day. Kay! All right, so I thank y'all for listening. Make sure you guys tune in next week, same time, 12 noon, here on Regina Sunshine Robinson page on Facebook or Regina Sunshine Global Network on YouTube. And I leave you with the words I always leave you with. Remember this: God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. We'll see you guys next week. My personal motto is, it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you today, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning. Hello, it's your girl Regina Sunshine, and they call me the Affirmation Queen. Why am I called the Affirmation Queen? Because I'm a big believer that if you change the way you speak, you'll change the way you think, and you'll change the circumstances in your life. So start today speaking words of life over you and your circumstances, and see if everything doesn't begin to line up with those things that you are speaking. And I want to leave you with these parting thoughts. Remember this: God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. And take with you my personal motto. I always say it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you today, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning.